Hello and welcome back. Dear learners, so far we have learned about the origin of the Russian language, its structure and nature, the Russian alphabet. In Russian alphabet, we have also discussed about the vowels and consonants. In Russian alphabet itself, we have discussed at length about the vowels and consonants, and while combining them together, we learn how the sounds of these letters are being pronounced. As we already know that in the Russian alphabet we have 33 letters, out of which there are 21 consonants and 10 vowels. There are two signs comprising all them together, we have 33 letters. We have talked about the devoicing of consonants. In the later series, we have talked about the devoicing of consonants and used several examples to understand them in a better way. We have also talked about the personal pronouns and possessive pronouns in Russian. While learning about them, while using many examples to elaborate, in the meantime we have talked about the verbs and their conjugations as well, as we have talked about verbs and their categories in Russian. These verbs which are used in our day-to-day communication play a very important role. These verbs which are used as action words basically gives us an exact meaning of the sentence. For understanding them in a better way, we have used all these words and expressions and verbs in texts. In the earlier lesson, we have talked about the usage of these verbs and their conjugations, and likewise we have learned about them in the form of texts and passages. In this section, we will be talking about the verbs and their conjugations in a very detailed manner. So, shall we go ahead? If we pay attention to the usage of the words and expressions and verbs in Russian, in a text where we have used a dialogue form, if we pay attention to the sentences here, for example, Masha, где мой красный портфель? Там, в углу. Нет, это не мой портфель. Мой портфель не такой старый. Here in these sentences we have used different kind of expressions. Since we have already learned about the simple sentences, interrogative sentences, we have also used affirmative sentences, and with the use of niet and nie, we are making sentences in negation. Let us understand them in a better way. Sasha, не знаешь, где моя новая книга? Да знаю, твоя книга справа. А где твоя книга? Моя книга слева. Here we have also introduced you to three different direction expressions, for example like в углу, which means in the corner, справа, which means on the right, and слева, on the left. Let us understand the meaning of this text now. In this text, which has a dialogue form, there are two characters, Masha and Sasha. As we have already know that Masha is a short form of a feminine Russian name. Masha can be used for Maria, and Sasha is a short form for Alexander. Masha, где мой красный портфель? Masha, where is my red briefcase? Here, if you pay attention to the intonation at the end, it is rising, that is why it is an interrogative sentence. Tam, в углу, here at the corner. Нет, это не мой портфель. Мой портфель не такой старый. No, this is not my briefcase. My briefcase is not like this, old. Sasha, не знаешь, где моя новая книга? Sasha, Don't you know where is my new book? Да, знаю. Твоя книга справа. Yes, I know. Your book is on the right. А где твоя книга? And where is your book? Моя книга слева. My book is on the left. So accordingly, you can use all these direction words and make your own sentences. Let's learn a few more new Russian words and expressions. Here we have used interrogative and we are answering them in affirmative. Please pay attention to the intonation and pronunciation. У вас есть друг? Да, у меня есть друг. У вас есть бабушка? Да, у меня есть бабушка. У вас есть журналы? Да, у меня есть журналы. Dear learners, if you pay attention to the construction of these sentences here, we have у вас, у нас. Here, whenever you are using у вас or у меня, it means I have. If I am asking у вас есть друг, the literal translation of this sentence would be, do you have a friend? If I am answering да, у меня есть друг, yes, I have a friend. Accordingly, whenever we are using у меня means I have, у тебя you have, у него he has, у нее she has, у нас we have, у вас you have, and у них they have. Accordingly, you can also make your own sentences likewise. Let's learn the remaining sentences here. У вас есть бабушка? Да, у меня есть бабушка. У вас есть журналы? Here it is in plural, but since it doesn't matter whether it is plural or singular, the answer would always depending upon the first person. Да, у меня есть журналы. So accordingly, you can also remember the endings of these adjectives, nouns, and as well as how do we make plural of these nouns. For example, here in case of journal has been changed into journалы. So whenever you are listening to a Russian speaker or otherwise you are speaking in Russian, you must remember all these fundamental rules. Let's learn about a few more new Russian sentences like these. Please pay attention to the intonation and pronunciations. У вас есть красный карандаш? Да, у меня есть красный карандаш. У вас есть новая русская книга? Да, у меня есть новая русская книга. Here we have used красный and русская according to the gender of the noun. Karandash, which is pencil in Russian, belongs to the masculine gender. That is why the adjective which qualifies is krasny. Accordingly, we have a noun kniga in the next sentence which belongs to the feminine gender as it ends with a. Here the adjective ruskaya signifies the ending because it belongs to the feminine gender noun, and hence they are agreeing in the same manner. Let's learn the next sentence now. У вас есть младшая сестра? Да, у меня есть младшая сестра. The word malatshi, malatshaya are used to describe younger. Malatshi, brat means younger brother, malatshaya sestra means younger sister. Let's learn a few expressions now. Добрый день. Добрый день. Как вас зовут? Меня зовут Анна. А как вас зовут? Меня зовут Андрей. Очень приятно. Here in a dialogue form, we have used several expressions, most of which you already know, but for the first time we are using Меня зовут, my name is, like we did in the previous lessons. Here we are making and constructing new sentences using the expressions which we learned in the previous lessons. Likewise, for morning, afternoon and evening we have Доброе утро, Dobry dzień and Dobry wieczór. Whenever we are asking somebody his or her name, we always say Как вас зовут? And whenever you are replying to that, you say Меня зовут, for example, in this case Anna. So, accordingly you can also make your dialogues. When we are using the expressions Очень приятно, it means it was nice meeting. Let us learn the remaining expressions. Вы студент? Нет, я не студент, я химик. Видите, там большая фабрика, я работаю там. А я врач. Ваша поликлиника далеко? Нет, совсем рядом. Видите красное здание? Это наша поликлиника. So, accordingly here, while two characters are conversing in Russian, you can very well look into the construction of the sentences. For interrogative sentences, the intonation which is rising at the end. For negation, we are using niet and nie and giving a pause. Likewise, you can also make your own sentences. Let us learn the meaning of this dialogue. Dobry dzień, good afternoon. Dobry dzień, good afternoon. Как вас зовут? What is your name? Меня зовут Anna. А как вас зовут? My name is Anna, and what is your name? Меня зовут Андрей. My name is Andrei. Очень приятно. It was nice meeting you. Вы студент? Are you a student? Нет, я не студент, я химик. No, I am not a student, I am a chemist. Видите там? Большая фабрика. Do you look there? There is a big factory. Я работаю там. I work there. So, here again you can pay attention to the conjugation of the verb работать. Since here we are using in a работаю for я. That is why the meaning is coming I work there. Я работаю там. Я врач and I am a doctor. For doctor in Russian we have a word врач. For female doctor also we have the same word врач. It does not change. Ваша поликлиника далеко? Your polyclinic is far? Нет, совсем рядом. No, it is very near. Видите красные здания? Do you see the red buildings? Это наша поликлиника. This is our polyclinic. Dear learners, as in the previous lessons we have talked about the counting in Russian like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, which is accounting from 1 to 10. For telling time also in Russian, we use the same fundamental rule, but for time we have a word час, which means 1 hour or simply an hour. Whenever we are counting time in Russian, we use the counting and accordingly the hour changes. This is just a glimpse because we will be discussing about time in detail in the dedicated lesson. But before that, let us memorize this. Whenever we are saying what is the time or asking what is the time, we say Который час. Please repeat Который час. If you would like to say, for example, right now it is 1 o'clock, I would say Сейчас час. If I want to say 2 o'clock, then I would say 2 часа. Likewise, for 3 hours, 3 часа, for 4 hours, 4 часа, and when I am saying 5, it is changing into 5 часов. And we will be learning, of course, in detailed manner about the fundamental rules applied here in the dedicated lessons. Let us go to the next section now. Dear learners, like we have just learned about the counting in Russian, we will revise them once again. One is один, Dva is 2, 3 is 3, Четыре is 4, Пять is 5, Шесть is 6, Семь is 7, Восемь is 8, Девять is 9 and Десять means 10. As we have also discussed in the previous lessons that in Russian language we have 6 cases. These cases or padyesh as we call them in Russian have a distinguished feature and important role in Russian. Knowing about these cases in Russian is very important because while using different situations and expressions, these cases play a very vital role. Let us learn about these cases in a nutshell. There are 6 cases in Russian. Case or padyesh as called in Russian. We have the first case is imenительный падеж or the nominative case. Винительный падеж, the accusative case. Предложный падеж, prepositional case. Дательный падеж, which means the accusative, the dative case, sorry. Then we have рачительный падеж and творительный падеж, which means the genitive case and the instrumental case. These 6 cases are being used in constructing several sentences in Russian, and with the help of these cases only we make different expressions. For example, whenever we are using именительный падеж, it is actually reflecting the subject. Whenever we are using предложный падеж, we are using the predlogs or the va, na, in, at, these kind of prepositions. Whenever we are using accusative case or the винительный падеж, the relations is that куда, where to is used. Whenever we are using the dative case, we are using to whom. For example, a letter is being written to whom, for example like this, they qualify in the dative case. And according to the genitive case, it actually signifies the meaning of belonging or of, for example, of what and of whom. And accordingly, when we have our instrumental case, here as the name signifies itself that the usage of an instrument in executing any action. For example, with whom, with what, these kind of things are discussed in this case. So, let us repeat all these 6 cases with me. Именительный падеж, предложный падеж, винительный падеж, дательный падеж, рачительный падеж and творительный падеж. We will of course be discussing about them in a very detailed manner when we have a dedicated lesson for them. Dear learners, if you remember that we have also discussed about the basic expressions, the greetings in Russian in the beginning itself. For privyet, we have used word like an informal hello we have in English, and in a formal setting we say здравствуйте. So, let us take an example. If you are meeting a friend who is very known to you, friendly to you, then you can say Привет, как дела? Simply, if you are in an office or in a formal setting, you say здравствуйте, как дела? which also means hello, how are you? In an informal setting, we use personal pronoun ty for addressing somebody who is friendly to us. If I want to conjugate zdravstvuyte in ty form, then it would be zdravstvuy, zdravstvuy, kak dela. Likewise, if we are having a formal setting discussion, then we always say zdravstvuyte, which is a conjugation of V form, zdravstvuyte, kak dela, like chitaiche, zavtrkaiche. So, we need to remember whenever we are conjugating the verb in our expressions, if somebody who is senior or somebody who is respectful to us, we always use the V conjugated form of the verb. For example, if a Prepadavachil or the teacher or professor is asking a question or simply saying, please read the text, he would say, читайте, пожалуйста, or simply прочитайте, пожалуйста. Прочитай текст, пожалуйста means to read the sentence, read the text completely. If you are answering or asking, for example, your teacher something, you will say, скажите, пожалуйста, please tell me, скажите, пожалуйста. So, likewise, if you pay attention to these conjugation of verbs according to the expressions we used for people who are senior to us, respectful to us or elder to us, we use the V form, and people who are friendly to us, our colleague for example, we use the ty form. So, all these kind of fundamentals things are to be remembered whenever we are talking in Russian. They are of utmost importance. Now, let us remember all the expressions we just did in the lessons. For good morning, we have Dobrое утро. For good afternoon, we have Добрый день. For good evening, we have Добрый вечер. For saying good night, we have Спокойной ночи. For breakfast, for lunch and for dinner, we have завтрак, обед and ужин. Likewise, we have verbs for them, завтракать, обедать and ужинать. We have also discussed about the agreement between the adjective endings and noun endings. Let us revise a few examples. Хороший дом, хорошая комната, большое окно, and if you want to make a plural, we can say большие окна means big windows. All these things which are to be remembered are also of very important aspect in Russian, and according to the gender of these nouns, you will always use the adjectives first. For example, let us make a small text. Давайте познакомимся. For example, let us introduce to. I will give you a word for the family. Моя семья, my family. Здравствуйте, меня зовут Антон. Hello, my name is Anton. Это моя семья, this is my family. Это мой папа, Иван Иванович, this is my father, Ivan Ivanovich. And это моя мама, Anna Ivanovna, this is my mother, Anna Ivanovna. У меня есть брат, I have a brother, его зовут Сергей, his name is Sergey. У меня есть сестра, ее зовут Мария, I have a sister, her name is Maria. Я студент, I am a student. Moj brat, on работает. My brother is working. Моя сестра, она тоже студентка. My sister is also a student. For a female student, we have a word in Russian, studentka, and for a male, we have student. Please remember that. We will also use a few examples from the case called preposition case. For example, if I am using a verb called жить, which means to live, I can make a construction using the verb Я живу в этом доме. I live in this house. Я живу в этом доме. Accordingly, we have Я жду моего брата. I am waiting for my brother. This is in the accusative case. Я люблю читать книгу. I love reading books. Я пишу письмо маме. I am writing a letter to my mother is in dative case. В 2 часа я буду ждать тебя. At 2 o'clock I will wait for you is in родительный падеж or genitive case when we talk about time. And я хожу домой с моим братом и с моей сестрой. This is in the instrumental case where we talk about with whom and with what. So, all these examples which we have just used, they belong to different cases in Russian, and accordingly we will be discussing about them in a very detailed manner in their dedicated lessons. Since Russian language has its own structure and strict grammar rules are to be followed to understand them in a correct manner. Dear learners, so far in this lesson we have learned about the usage of different verbs and their conjugations. We have also seen that how the adjectives and noun endings are agreeing in a very accurate manner. We have also seen that how in a form of a text all these expressions, words and verbs are being used. We have also seen that how new expressions have been used to describe different emotional settings. We have also seen that there is a strict grammar rule applies when we conjugate the verbs depending upon their endings as well. So, we will be discussing more about verbs and verbs of motion in our next lessons. Thank you.